The XRP price has started to move yet again. All of a sudden today, I woke up to see XRP at 295. I bought a little bit earlier today at 291, and I've been screaming for the past couple of days that I think XRP here is still cheap. And let me tell you this, I still will wake up every single day and shout in your face that I'm buying these coins because I think they are cheap. Every single day. When I look at the comments, there are people hating on my strategies. They're saying, Dusty, XRP will never move again, or you're stupid, or if it doesn't move soon, I'll unsubscribe. And all I'll respond back is either you trust the process and you get some sort of belief for yourself, or indeed unsubscribe, do whatever you want to do, because ultimately I'm following exactly what I think is going to work best. I'm explaining to you guys exactly why I'm buying, how I'm buying, and all I'm telling you is I'm not a financial advisor, but the results will speak for themselves. And I repeat it yet time and time again. This trade right here, my $1 million XRP trade, was actually minus $100,000 before. What did I say? Just wait, soon you'll see it be in plus $200,000. What happened? It went to plus $400,000. But then when it was at plus $400,000, I didn't take it out. Why? Because I said, this trade can actually be upwards of $700,000, probably even $1 million if I'm just patient enough. Sure, I could fiddle around and play around with it on the short term, but that was not the goal. The goal was partially to prove this is probably going to be worth a significant amount more in the future. And also, the challenge was not, let's try to trade this our way. No, it was just to showcase to you guys, I think XRP is going to do some crazy numbers, even if I don't touch anything. Ultimately, the same I said for Ethereum here. We have a $400,000 Ethereum position that's up about $80,000. What did I say? I said with Ethereum, when it comes to it, all you got to do is just close your eyes with a 3x long, and that's the baseline. I do not think a 3x ETH long is ever a bad idea. Again, not a financial advisor. But regardless, right now, the current strategies, I have put another $200,000 into my account today. Why? Well, because I've been buying the freaking dip. Today, I bought a little bit more. I think only $15,000 worth of, let's quickly find it here. It's in my stack right here. I bought about, let's see here, maybe 5,000 XRP worth again, so about $15,000 or so I just added to this bot, which is nice because it was at a pretty big loss. So the moment I add to it, you can see it kind of shoots up in terms of P&L, right? But the grids, it just keeps cashing out. Think about this, right? I've had this for not even 2 months, and it's already been able to cash at almost 1,000 XRP on the 5,000 XRP that was in it. I just upped it from 5,000 to 12,000 XRP over the past like 2 days or something like that. But I want to add to every single one of these things. I added a little bit today to my XRP normal long, only $2,000. But I still think I've got a, let me just quickly see here. Also, I also had opened the competition. By the way, if you're looking to trade these things all automatic, all just automatic, yeah, basically, you can check out the links down below. Is the platform I'm using right now. And like I always say, there's also a link to the Discord down below. Is the platform where I'll be discussing all my trades, and as it currently stands, we're getting a good group of people in here, right? It's all completely free, and if you're not seeing these things on the left, like all these categories, just rejoin the Discord once. We change some settings, or just turn this little button on. Both of those should work. You should be able to see every single one of these channels. If you don't, do let me know, but I think it should be fixed. Regardless, if we're talking about the price, because I will talk about the bots that I'm buying a little bit later. I have a lot of coins to buy. I just want to quickly say, the market will be volatile. It's not like I'm expecting a straight road upwards, but it just proves my point. Today, again, XRP proves my point. What point does it prove? It shows you that really all you got to do is just be confident enough, buy your way down, and things will work out well. Why? Well, take a look at this, right? We bought XRP not really at an optimal price of 286 right here. Yet still, when you take a look, it's up 3%. And the fun thing is, on 3%, we didn't really add any size right here. It was only a $20,000 position. But look back at our $1 million trade, for example. We could have made some really good money. Think about this. If this had been 50 times as large, so $1 million trade, which is not too crazy, by the way, because with 10x, it would have still been some money, sure, but a lot of people watching this right here have done way crazier numbers. It could still be something quite juicy. And people underestimate how powerful a $1,000, $2,000 position, those type of things also can be. I will quickly open my Bybit here again on the side to prove my point here. So here we go. Here's, for example, my Bybit account. And you can see we had a $1,000 XRP trade, right? I put $1,000 in or so. And fun fact, it's up roughly $60,000 from just 1K. How did this happen? Well, because we bought at a pretty good price of 70 cents per XRP, and right now we are at $3. We bought with some leverage, but that means the entire $13,000 position, because of the 10x leverage, also did a few multiples. I still think XRP is going to be pulling those numbers yet again. So what is my current strategy? I've diversified. Before, I used to only open up these longs, which I still do, because right now you're getting yourself, for example, a free 10K ETH long over on 𝗬𝗓𝗃. And if there's good deals, I always try to take them, right? And Bluefin is just my main platform right now because no KYC and very easy to use. Like, it's got the best UI out of any trading platform. But if I'm being honest with you, my main focus right now, which is why I deposited another couple $100,000, let me quickly see. I deposited a little bit. Let's quickly see. I deposited about, this is what I've got left, about 150, let's say, plus a little bit of ETH. So let's just say $150,000 I've got left here to add to my positions today. Why today? Why? Well, I mean, if I get lazy right now and I just start recording the videos only instead of actually putting in the work, I might not add everything. It just depended a bit on how the price was doing and how much time I had. But what I basically thought is I could sell most of my altcoins and just start putting them in positions, because why not? Sure, if the market goes down significantly, I'll add more to those coins. But do I really mind that if the market does turn down? And I started thinking about it, thinking, I don't think I really mind at all, matter of fact. I think, matter of fact, that should be my goal right here for those coins. And I realized all I really got to focus on is just transferring over different coins I've got that have the coin margin functionality, like, for example, my ETH or my ADA or my Solana or my XRP, because looking at my SOL, for example, here, I put 6.5 SOL in. We're up 2.5 SOL. Right? In dollars, it's like 61%, but it's mostly the Solana here that I care about. The fact that I can actually stack coins. Why didn't I do this earlier? Now, again, if the market does turn against you, sure, it's not really beautiful for a while, but matter of fact, if you're entering right now, and this is not financial advice, just my thoughts, you're even getting yourself a better starting price than me. I started this ETH bot here at, let me quickly show you perfectly, $4,423. It's right now $4,300. So matter of fact, I think every single one of these will be in a massive amount of profit soon enough. But hey, if you are entering, even for XRP, I started this bot at $3.45, right? And you can see over time with the past 50 days, we've already been able to cash out 800 XRP. And sure, we're down, but if the market does move back up to our starting price, you'll see how much we'd be up. It's going to be a really funny endeavor. Anyway, so today I'm buying a bit more of these coins, but also I'm just going to look on different exchanges, see what coins I have, and that's what I did recently, and sell them off to buy them back in bot form. I told you I found $40,000 worth of 𝗕𝗡 in a wallet. I decided to sell it. I think it was not 40,000. I think it was like 30,000. Decided to sell it. And just think, hey, you know what? I'll get myself back 120,000 𝗕𝗡, because why not, right? At this point, because of the leverage, I can actually get myself even more coins. Of course, I do have to be wary of the downside. If the market does turn down hard, I have to be prepared to take that hit. But luckily, I've got enough funds to cover whatever happens here, so I don't really mind. Relatively, it's still quite a small endeavor. I told y'all these bots right now are about $370,000 times 5, so about, let's just say, between 1 and 1.7, maybe $1.8 million after leverage, but that is at the lower bound, meaning if the market does turn down hard, which it's not, right? We've got a good amount of profit on it, but as I told y'all, I just deposited another 200K. If we do the quick maths here, let me just quickly see. So it was about 368 plus another, let's say 150,000, let's just call it, that we can add. It's a little bit more than that, but let's just say 150,000 we can add. We end up with an account of about $520,000 invested times 5. We're getting that to about 2.5 million at the lower bound. It's starting to stack its way up, right? I told y'all in a few months, I want to get this account to $10 million after leverage, which again is not true account size, but hey, still it's something I am working towards here. Why? Well, because I might as well just put some coins in here that I sell off somewhere else and get them in bot form, because at least they're working for me then to get me either more dollars or more coins, whereas otherwise I just have them on my account doing nothing. And sure, there's different benefits to either, but since I'm going for this method right now for this season, why not make more use of it? And for the most part, the feedback has been really golden. So having said that, where do we think ETH, where do we think XRP are headed next? Well, for XRP, I sincerely believe that right now we've seen nothing. Like, this is all just basically a slow but sure death until we have that breakout. And right now, today, it's finally showing some signs of liveliness again, where the prices start to break the trend, do a little bit better than most of the other coins. And fun fact, we had one of those moves yesterday or the day before. I think yesterday somewhere as well, where all of a sudden, out of nowhere, XRP had a little bit of a price movement, and it made me realize, most people really don't not know what's going on. They never really understood XRP. And I'm telling you right now, XRP is one of those coins that all of a sudden goes for the craziest of price hikes when you least expect it. And that's what I've been saying for a long time. You should never underestimate XRP, especially in a overarching bullish season. Sure, there are many factors that play a role, but I'm telling you right now, there's a very small chance that XRP will not end up as one of the best ones at the end. But it is a starter coin, meaning XRP, BTC, okay, let's skip Bitcoin there. Bitcoin, you basically always go for it when the market's iffy or starting up. That time is now past us. I don't think getting into Bitcoin right now is the best idea. It's just if you have a lot of money already, or you don't mind the less volatility, right? You want to use higher leverage, for example, or because that's again the way off, right? You can use higher leverage with a more stable pair. If you don't mind the lesser gains, Bitcoin's fine. But for the most part, ETH, XRP, Chainlink, Solana, ADA, those are like the top tier coins right now. I'd put BNB in there, but the problem with BNB is it's also not that volatile. I think BNB is a slow but sure up. Not financial advice, just my thoughts. And I could park a lot of money. I have parked a lot of money in BNB, but it's actually one of the ones I've not set up the bots for properly. And the main reason there being that it's because I've got them over on a different platform generating some sort of yield. And that's the thing. If I've got a different destination for my dollars or my coins, for example, I also still have these positions, right? I still have millions of dollars in different positions on different exchanges. Why do I have that then if I'm so excited about bots? Well, I don't mind diversifying. I don't mind having different sort of trades on different platforms with different purposes. I mean, I have many different accounts on Bybit with different random ass trades as well. Just for fun, I'll show you one here real quick on my stream account. If I just quickly go to the sub account here, you can see, right? I also have this random ass... Okay, we changed the leverage on this, I guess. What did I do? Or did I buy more later? Not exactly sure what happened there, but regardless, we put $2,000 in because you can see it's 10x leverage with about a value of... Okay, I'm going to have to learn exactly how Bybit works in this one. I'm not sure why the IM here says 6.5K. But I'll figure it out a bit later. Regardless, the situation is I put about $2,000 in, and you can see 10x, about $20,000 we were able to buy, and that is up $45,000. Yes, we paid some in funding fees. You can see we actually paid significantly more. That's because I've kept it open for a long time, but it tends to be worth it over time if you're patient enough. Most people are not patient enough to turn $2,000 into 50, or in this case, about 40, let's call it. Why? Because they are too quick to sell. They're too quick to give up. This has been open for a long time. Matter of fact, look at this, right? The last time that Bitcoin got to the prices at which I bought this was all the way back here in October of 2023. So I've had this open for at least 2 years. Yes, I paid some funding fees, but the fun fact is this will most likely never get wrecked again. Right? I can keep this open forever. And I only paid $2,000, fun fact, to buy 0.6 BTC that I now basically get to keep forever. So that's kind of funny when you start breaking it down. Spent $2,000 on buying 0.6 BTC. Really quite crazy, right? I mean, I could just sell it off right now, buy back in, for example. So potentially it'd have less leverage officially on the trade, but I don't really mind it. What I mean with that is, theoretically speaking, since I put $2,000 in, I can right now cash out the 45, have $45,000 in my account, and I could 10x that again. I could also do it while not even officially cashing it out, I believe, because I could still use it as margin. You can see I still have, on the right, like $35,000 in terms of balance I could use, but I'm just saying what I could do in the back end of things. Basically, cash this out, re-enter, and since I've got $45,000 right now, and again, I do it with 10 times leverage, I could actually use this $2,000 position nowadays as a $500,000 position by 10x it again. Do I want to? Not necessarily. I'm just saying I could. And that's the fun fact of stacking these things over time. You get to leverage on leverage, which is also how some people turn their $5,000 account into 25 million, for example. It's also how a lot of people go to zero, but I'm just telling you, in good markets, especially with good successive weeks, and right now it's been the most boring period ever, that's how you really win towards the top. I will quickly say, though, our trading competition is going well as well. A couple of people have been putting up some crazier numbers than even I have, which makes me wonder, what type of bots are you guys opening to do even better than what I'm doing here? Like, yeah, that's why I said join the Discord and do let me know. Victor right now, Victor Dusty, I like that name, is right now at 560% profit. Straight to zero is very far away from zero at a plus 129%. And there's only a few more days left until the competition closes. All you need to do is open up one bot with at least $100 and you're entered. Right now, there's only like 30 people, a little bit more maybe, that have entered, out of which, let's see, right? Out of the 32 people, 3 people are at a loss. Everybody else has been doing pretty well. Why? Because it grids out over time. It's a volatility bot, meaning as long as the market moves sideways, hopefully with an upward bias, but at least sideways, you're doing pretty well. Of course, you got to understand the risk before starting out with any of these things, but to me, it's the best method I've ever found in my entire life, which is why I'm sharing it every single day. And if you don't want to hear it, I'm sorry, but you might have to unsubscribe, because there's nothing better that I found in this crypto world. There's nothing I'd rather talk about than this. If there's a crazy amount of news, I'll skip all the bots and only talk news, but the last few days have been so extremely boring. Volatility, nothing. News, almost nothing. Yes, there's some Trump drama. Yes, there's a few nitbits here and there, but realistically, when it comes to it, the only thing we've got is setup. The only thing we're doing right now is setting ourselves up. And a little bit later today, I'll make a video with all the different coins I'll be buying, because I'm buying a bunch today. And if you want the updates in a more, linear form, just join in on the Discord. I'll be getting an update out on which coins I'm buying and why. So you might want to join that. And yeah, that's about it for this little crypto update. Just wanted to say, hey, I still think XRP is in a really good spot. If you're not believing it, that's fine. But I think a lot of people will be surprised very, very soon. People keep saying that XRP won't amount to nothing. But then I look at these moves and think, oh, you know what? If I just bought that dip, I'd be pretty happy here throughout the last week. If I just consistently buy that dip, especially if it get moves down this much. It's really hard, I think, to be in a bad spot over a few week time span. Sure, over the short term, you may not love your life, but think a bit further than that. Think especially from the Ethereum breakout angle. If Ethereum here starts making its move, how good will these altcoins go? I think they're going to be phenomenal, which is why I'm just shutting up, stacking, and again, the results will speak for themselves. Just keep tuning back in every now and then. I'm going to be buying myself a little bit of Bitcoin, a little bit of XRP, a little bit of ETH, and everything here. And by the way, the ETH I'm going to be stacking in, I guess, the 6.5 one. So now, for example, it's at a little bit of a loss, and that's usually where I add a little bit. For example, here I've only got 1.5 ETH to add, but that's usually where I would add a little bit more into. For example, right here, why it's at a little bit of a loss, why not? I'm getting myself an even cheaper price than before. And sure, I could have waited until it was even deeper of a loss, but it's not that much. We only added about, I think, like $6,000 or something like that, so it's not too bad. We can do it at any point. Do keep in mind that even though I've only got 1.5 ETH in the account, you have to understand that it's using some sort of leverage still. So of course you have to keep that into account. The effective leverage here is only about 2x. You can see, let's say the 1.5 ETH I added amounted to about 3 ETH in terms of actual buying pressure additionally. I don't think it's even that. So essentially, even though I'm using 5x leverage, the full leverage is only used at the bottom of the range. Why? Because it's keeping money to buy that dip as the market moves down. Essentially, that's why I said 10x leverage across the board is really not that bad. It's only bad when the market goes down quickly or you have a very, very narrow range. Because since I've got a pretty broad range, it's keeping a lot of money on the side in case the market does move back to $3,350 per ETH. So again, essentially, I'm using a lot less leverage, which is also why the account, even though I keep saying it's at around 1.7, 1.8 million, it's not officially, that's where it will be at when the market moves down hard. And that's the thing. If the market moves down hard, you still got to consider that it will be a $2 million account that's going in the minus. So it still would mean I needed a lot of money on the account to, not get wrecked. But hey, you know what? We'll stack it up on our way there. And that's about it for this little crypto update. I just wanted to quickly say whatever I wanted to say, and that's it.